Yo, if we're talking fictional animal leaders for president, I gotta put Caesar on my list. Like he's right after Mufasa for me, and Mufasa's only there for nostalgia reasons. But I feel like Caesar is everything that you want a leader to be. He's willing to discuss with the people. He's a leader of the people. He's willing to battle with his people, but he's always trying to establish peace. Like he's pretty much everything you want. Especially the fact he doesn't have a Twitter account. Roll the intro. Welcome to Trill Theater with your host, B Shack, aka Damn. And today I'm discussing War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, this is a spoiler free review, so feel free to watch this, enjoy it, and go see the movie this weekend. Because it did come out this weekend. Now, this is the final installment of the trilogy. The first, I believe, was in 2012. The second was 2014, and the last one coming out this year, I believe 2017. What I'll say first is I believe this is the best the series had to offer. The first one was a decent movie. The second was a lot better than the first one for me. But this one just takes it by a cake. There's not even a close... the story is so engaging. There are funny parts, but for all the funny parts, the intense parts, the engaging parts, there was this underlying story that mattered. And I don't know if there's ever been a story where for 2.5 hours I was pretty much engaged in rooting against my species. And I think that this story does that in such a great and powerful way. At some points I was just telling myself, you know what? Humans had a good run. You know, maybe it's just time for the apes to take over. The good beneficial part is you think about the evolutionary chart, and if you believe in that, okay, millions of years from now, humans will be back. You know, it's just a process. So, the greatest part about I feel like Planet of the Apes is the fact that humanity isn't shown just from a human's perspective. Humanity itself is shown through the animal's perspective, and how they also can show morality and caring and all these other things that are basically thought of being human nature traits. They're willing to show brotherhood, they're willing to show love, affection. They're also willing to show care for their rivals, the humans that want to wipe them from existence. Now, I believe the second was when the simian flu was introduced, which made it seem like there was no other way to live without getting rid of the apes. This one, the simian flu has resided. Everyone understands the simian flu has done what it has to do. But there's a new exception. There's a new version of simian flu that is fueling Woody Harrelson's character to continue to wipe out the apes. And can I just, like, I feel like, yo, for what it's worth, Woody Harrelson is like the actor. Like, I feel like he's in my top 10 actors of all time, and I feel like he's such an underrated actor with John Leguizamo. Woody Harrelson embodies such a powerful character, and it's complex because you understand his feeling, even though he's a madman. Most leaders are, especially during wartime. You kind of understand where he's coming from, this need for self-preservation. And I feel like that is also another thing there's so many think pieces that can be written from this, hundreds of them. You have the slavery aspect, you have the house slave versus field slave, what you got to see with the monkeys who side with the humans and help the humans against their brothers. There's so many different angles, and this makes this story such a complex story. But at the end of the day, I felt like I was just sitting there rooting for the apes to just destroy the humans. After a while, I was like, I think probably about 5 minutes in, I was like, this, you know what? Humans had a good run. Just let the apes just take them all out. It's okay. But I heavily suggest it. I feel like 2017 has been a great year for movies, complex movies, fun movies, great popcorn theater movies where you just can sit there, just stuff your face of snacks. If you want to sneak them in, you want to pay for them, whatever you want to do. But I feel like these movies there was not a point in the movie where I didn't feel engaged. And I feel like sometimes even with stories that are great, there's points where they have to, they build the story up for you. I felt like even the parts where they're building the story was so engaging that I was figuratively and literally may have been on my edge of my seat through the whole movie, just snacking. And I feel like I don't think anyone will ever leave that theater unhappy with the story. I'm upset that the rumors are that this is the final piece. Because there's so many things that could continue, but if they do, they left it in a way that I felt like was a perfect send-off. And I won't give out any endings or anything like that, but I feel like there's nobody. You shouldn't leave the film and feel upset in any way of the story, because the story reached its climax perfectly with this one. But as always, what do you guys think? Are you going to see it this weekend? Have you saw it already? What are your thoughts? Feel free to leave a comment down below. You can always link with me on any of my social media platforms. That's DAMNlookatHIM across the board. That's DAMNlookatHIM Snapchat, DAMNlookatHIM Twitter, DAMNlookatHIM IG, and Facebook is DAMNlookatHIM TV. I'm always here to vibe out. You can leave a message. You can tweet me your ideas, or we can discuss anything. I talk about various topics on Twitter, so if you want to talk about movies, you want to talk about music, feel free to hit me up. I'm always out to vibe out with you guys. And as always, be kind to one another and be easy. Peace. I'll see you at the movies. When I think of Planet of the Apes, like the whole encompassing of all things Planet of the Apes, besides Caesar and some of the cliche lines in the original, I always think about the episode of The Simpsons where Homer and Marge go to the musical of Planet of the Apes, and they do that Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Yo, that song gets stuck in your head. Like, that is one of the greatest songs Simpsons provided of all times. Like, top 10 at least. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers.
Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, oh, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers.